Hello, this is JilliBling. How are you? Today's project is going to be similar but better than this one. I love how this came out, except I wish the words would show up a little bit more. So on today's project, I plan on using a blending brush on these leaves just to make the word "just because" stand out a little bit stronger. So just because, I like you lots. Isn't that fun? A little hint down at the bottom. So this is all about Nature's Symphony stamp set. Actually a bundle. Actually a product suite. I'll show you here in just a minute. And I plan on doing 3 different projects, all very different colors, different tones, each one. I'm using this bundle and product suite. So here's Nature's Symphony. Here's the dies. And today we'll be using this one. And then for the Just Because, that comes from Words of Beauty, Just Because. And this is a 3-layer die set. So you could do this in one color, a different color, and maybe a lighter color or a darker color, and have it 3 layers. It's really nice. The 3 different labels, word labels, are great for all kinds of sizes of words. This is a nice bundle. Okay, so let me show you stuff. Oh, in January, if you spend $50 in January, you get a $5 coupon, which comes in the form of a code, and it comes to you by email. You save all of your codes, there's no limit. So you can, if you buy $105, you'll get 2 codes, and then you could use them in February. It's like a credit. I wanted to make sure to tell you about that. Today's project will use Pearls of Beauty, Glass and Garden embossing folder, and this is on the last chance list, and the other little embossing folder that accompanies it is really nice too. It's more of a floral. So here's our papers. So Nature Symphony right here, but look at all of this. Isn't that pretty? Very different, very nature. And it can be, I'm going to do a masculine card. It can be masculine. But look how pretty that is. So the product suite includes the bundle, pentagon, what is it, faux bronze pentagons. And what's interesting about these is they're really heavy when you hold them. And this paper I plan on using on probably the next project. And it is Natural Hues textured specialty paper, and it looks like homemade paper. There's 3 sheets in cream, tan, and gold. So I hope to use that. And then this ribbon, Secrecy bordered open weave ribbon. It's almost translucent through the middle, or it's just a very light weave. It's really nice. Then here's more ideas, more techniques on what you can do with that bundle. So here's some of the paper. This I'm using on a different project, but this is called Nature Walk 12 by 12 designer paper. And I'll show you a few sheets of that. Some of the sheets I have pulled out for the next project, so they'll be seen here in the near future. So there's this page. Pretty peacock, very nice. And I think that this project that we're doing today could be done with this paper or the Secret Sea paper. Whatever color, actually any of these patterns would work really well. But isn't that fun? I really like this sheet. That, and then on the back is script. So those are just some of the sheets. The other sheets we'll be using in the next day or 2. Okay, so let's get started. I'm really interested to see how much, I know it's going to be better. When I looked at the card when I got up this morning, I was like, I like it, but I don't like it because you can't see the words. So let's fix that. So on a sheet of paper that I have right here, and this is 5.5 by 4 1/4. I have all the paper sizes in the video description. So I'm going to cut out 2 of this die. Look at the detail on that. It's really pretty. And one sheet, it's plenty of room to cut out 2 of them. So let's cut out 2 of them and I really want to try the blending brush on them. So here they are. So the blending brush, what color, looking at this, what color would you say? I don't want to do Secret Sea. That would be too heavy, too dark. I want to keep it very similar to this where it's a little bit light. So I was thinking Cloud Cover or Soft Seafoam. So I'm not sure, and I didn't try it. So let's try both. And I'm going to do them on the back side because we'll be using these for today's project. And I'm hoping that one is a clear winner, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so this is Secret Sea, and I want to do it really light. I like the white on white look. And I'm trying to do the blending brush like just toward the stem and let the tips be white. Okay. Actually, this goes pretty easy. When you're trying to do blending brush and get it all perfectly blended, sometimes it could be a little bit more work. Okay, so there's this one. Hold on, let's do the other one. That's Secret Sea, Cloud Cover. Okay, do any of you know why do the spots get cloudy? See underneath it how it's cloudy? This is a brand new one. And from overnight. It's like, what's it doing? Doing misting in there? Or is it like chemicals in there? Or why is it misty? Why is it cloudy? I don't know. I know I could wipe it off, but I just don't know why it always happens. Just a strange thing. Okay, cloud. And you know, whenever I'm unsure of stuff and I ask you all, you always seem to know. Therefore, I ask. Like the other day I did Unbridled Beauty, the horse, and I didn't know what his bridle or his halter. I now know. Oh, I'm thinking this might be the winner, but we'll try. We'll try both. So do you love the new catalog? I do. And then bonus days on top of that. I mean, you could go crazy. If you think you like something, this is time to get it in January. And then I'm sure you'll come up with something to spend your coupons on in February. See, I think I'm liking the cloud cover because it's similar to Secret Sea, the blue color. But I don't know, let's try. Okay, let's just set these off to the side. At least I know kind of how they're gonna look. Okay. Papers. This is gonna be good. I know it. I just put Warren down for a nap. When he's really tired, he doesn't have time for me to sing him his 4 songs. He hasn't in a long time. It's like he doesn't need me anymore. He just leans toward his bed. He's like, come on, I'm tired, let's get on with this. And then sometimes I hear him in there and he's kind of playing around a little bit. But other times when he's real tired, he leans to his bed and then he's like a bunny. He gets into the bunny position, he puts his thumb in his mouth, and that's it. That's what today was. So when you use this embossing folder, there's different patterns. Let me put something dark underneath it. And you could choose if you want it to be, I don't know if this is gonna help or not. Maybe. Or is it better with the white under it? Or is it better with the skin tone? Nope. Okay, maybe there you go. So you can choose it as just a solid pattern, or this one is kind of tapering off. On the sample project, I use this part, but today I want to use the full-on, what do they call this? Glass. I hear him up. He's talking. So I'm going to cut out, or I'm going to texture 2 of these. They're right here. Can you see how pretty that is? And you know, both sides are really pretty. I'm going to use it like this. Okay, so let's put this down. I'm going to use a pencil to mark where these will go. Just down at the bottom. You're probably, oh, I didn't texture the very top of this. Well, darn. So, the very top of it, I'll put this one, I'll turn it over and I'll put the top up here, which will be hidden. I could put it over on the other side. Put on the other side. So I'm just marking at the bottom, just a little pencil mark, because when you go to put the designer paper, this is the designer paper in the middle. At first I thought, oh, I cut it plenty big, and I just plopped it, eyeballing it right into the middle. But on one side I was really close. Looking at it here, I have plenty of room, but it helps to have the little lines down there. You could wing it if you want, that's fine too. And I'm looking at it, and of course I tried to measure exactly, but I could see that this is maybe like a 32nd of an inch over. So if I have the choice of having overage at the top, at the crease, or at the bottom, I choose at the bottom. It's just easier to trim up. So the sample card, maybe it's just been a while since I've been in my room, because I've been working on finishing up project boxes that had Christmas in them. That took a long time. I'm still not done. I'm still cutting out stuff and coloring stuff. Anyhow, it's new catalog time. That's always fun. Okay, so, oh, and on the sample, I put everything on and the words on upside down. Can you believe that? I couldn't believe that. It's like, oh my gosh. So I cut off the top and put it on a different card base. Okay, that looks maybe a little bit crooked, but that's okay because you're going to see just the middle of it. So it'll be hidden. Can't see it. Yeah. Be too late to scooch it. See a little bite there and no bite there. It's pretty close on cutting it. I don't know if anything's going to cut off. Nothing. Maybe a little bit from down here. I've got a feeling it's going to be good. I like both of those colors. Cloud cover and soft sea foam, I use them all the time. So I was really close in cutting. Okay, then next step is these pieces go on with dimensionals right on the edge, and they'll cover up the edge of the designer paper. But I'm going to strategically place my unembossed, my naked paper. Let's see, how about what dimensionals? Maybe big ones. So I just went and changed shirts because sweet baby Warren, I don't know if his parents have had him try chocolate, but I had him try, it was a Hershey's Nugget, and I put it into like 6 parts. So it was just a tiny little bit. But when I looked at him, he had it on his forehead, he had it on my shirt. I was like, well, that's okay, but he likes it. But every time I pull this, it's like a hoodie. Every time, no, it's a pullover. I pull it out, it reminds me of when I was a kid and spending time with other kids, and we would go to Baskin Robbins. And there was this ice cream, and it's called daiquiri ice. And I tried it once just because I liked the color, and it was like, it isn't bad. And then the kids, their parents, they said, are you sure about getting daiquiri ice? And I'm like, yeah, I kind of like the flavor. Then they all would be so happy to report to my parents, we went to Baskin Robbins, and guess what your daughter had? And then I started thinking, What's wrong with having that ice cream? It just is like a sherbet. Oh, that's another thing. How do you say the word sherbet? Do you say sherbet or sherbet? But I thought it was just funny how all the parents were like, and you like that? I'm like, yeah. So I started ordering it every time just because the parents would go, really? I'm like, yeah, I like it. So now that I'm a little older, and keep in mind, I don't drink, but now that I'm a little older, I'm thinking, I understand. I know why they were like that. Ha ha ha. Sometimes you get smart when you get older and you realize, or have you ever listened to songs and you're like, I didn't know that they sang that, and that means something more than what I thought it meant before. Anyhow. Okay, I cut these a little bit long too. Maybe my paper's just a little short. And see, I didn't strategically place the, I'm making up words, the longage, the part that's long at the bottom, because that's easier to cut. Okay, here is the test. So we have our river that's set down in there. So here is, see, that looks really good. Oh, but the green looks good too. I think the blue keeps it more in the monochromatic family, but the green works because leaves are green. So I think either way it's good. Here are the words. Here's the words dies. And I'm using the most detailed one because that most looks like the words. And I'm cutting it out of here. And when you cut it out, make sure to save your J dot. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with, it's a total toss-up. I think either one is good. I'm going to go with cloud cover. I think the soft seafoam spreads, it blends a little better, but that's okay. Cloud cover today. And when you do it at home, you could do it any color. Like even smoky slate, because that would just be a hint of color. I think any color you like. Hey, blue is a new neutral, right? And I want this to be real soft, but dark enough so that when you put the words over it, it's not invisible. See, you could still tell the because is more apparent that it's a B compared to my sample. I'm not even going to pull out the sample because I'm a little bit embarrassed about it. I was thinking, oh, I just should just do one color and then just continue with that, but nope. But I just want it real soft. So Tony's about to retire. I'm so happy. I hope it's for real. You guys are probably like, he's retired quite a few times. Or he had all of these body part tune-ups the past, I was just thinking of it, the past year, actually like today a year ago, maybe a few days later, we got baby Warren. And it's been a year, can you believe that? But it was right after Tony had, what did he have? First he had a hip done, it was right after that. And then he had a knee done. Then he had a hernia done. That was the most recent one. So he's kind of been easing into this retirement thing for a long time. But he's retired and then say, oh, forget it. Turn the paperwork back in. Before all that, he retired from the state of California. He's retired for a few years, couldn't stand it. Hopefully this is it. That little boy sure keeps him busy. Okay, let's see how this looks. See, I think that's really pretty. The blending brush is a little bit less apparent when it's on the Secret C, but it's more apparent here. And I think that when the words are over the top, see, you could see them better. Maybe not so much there. So maybe on this one, maybe on these three, I'll do it a little bit darker on the tips, just a little bit. Because I still like that white on white on white. I think it's really elegant. Okay, so one done. What is this one? That one's a green. Yeah, I think I like, well, you know, I just like blue. Blending brush. Mama and Bill have the flu so much that they do the Grange, the free breakfast, Sunday breakfast. They both couldn't make it to that. They had to say, Dodie, we're sick. So he helped out there, which was very nice of him, but he's always willing to help out. Okay, now I know that there's a few leaves that I'm going to make a little bit darker. You know what would be pretty? Inside paper. I'm going to do a little bit of inside stamping, but inside paper and do the blending brush on here. Well, now that I've already done it. Like just hints of it. Okay, I'm doing it a little bit darker. I hope it shows up. Let's see. It doesn't show up much. Maybe this one will. Ooh, I know it'll show up there. That was a little too dark. Ooh, don't bend. Don't worry about doing that. Magic paper. Okay, so I'm not going to put this too far away because I might need to do more on some of the letters. So that one goes there. And I'm having it skirt right along the bottom with the corner and the corner and this bottom leaf on here. And then the rest of them just fall where they may. This one, corner, leaf. Okay, let's see how it's going to look. See, I think that looks a lot better. But I'm going to make darker these two right here. You can make all of it darker. That one got real dark. But doing the blending brush, it makes it real soft. Okay. That'll do. I'll probably do some blending brush on the inside, maybe just down at the bottom. Okay, so let's attach these. So to attach these, I had a strategic plan after kind of struggling with it a little bit. You know, I might put some more right on this tip, right here. Okay, so the strategic plan is, it's going to go in the corner, so all this is going to get glue on it. So if I hold it, these three right here will not have glue, but down at the bottom it will. And it doesn't need to be full coverage. Everything else gets glue. Then I'm going to attach it, let it dry, and then I'll attach the rest of it. So in the corner, that one there. So right now I'm just focusing on this leaf is in frame, and this is right in the corner. The rest of it, I'm going to pull it over this way a little bit. Okay, there it is. And this part here, I think I kind of maneuvered something because the die, obviously the die does not cross over, but I'm fine if it crosses over on my card. Okay, same process on the bottom. So let me find the ones I'm going to hold on to. I'm going to hold on to these three. They're not going to get glue on the ends of them. These three. 1, 2, 3, but they'll get glue on the rest of it. And even if you get glue on a part that's covering our little river, our Secret Sea designer paper, if it dries, held up off of the Secret Sea paper, it'll be just fine. Okay, it'll just dry, and that's the end of it. Okay, so same process. Maybe it's really fragile. Somehow I like that. Okay, so down in the corner, good. And this one in the corner. Okay, let's see how the rest of it flows. Definitely want the leaves to be on the card. I kind of like the cloud cover. Okay, I really like the cloud cover. Okay, I'm going to let that dry just a little bit. Excuse me. And let's work on the inside. So the inside, let me show you the inside sample. Just going to let this dry. We'll put dimensionals under the ones that are on the Secret Sea paper, and then glue under the pieces that touch the other panel. Secret Sea. Look what a difference. See, I wish I could pull this up and fix it, but you know, chalk it up to experience. Oh, okay. Just because I like you lots. I know you're not supposed to say that word, but I love it. And then this stamp, which has a die for it, but we're just going to do the stamp right on there. A little bit of background. This is stamped off, and then here, and then again. Okay, that's all Secret Sea. Then I'm going to do a swoosh of cloud cover, just so it kind of matches the front. I like you lots. Okay. Right in the middle. Okay. And then this big one. I should just find, where is my big stamp pad, and use that one. And because the next stamp is a little bit vintagey, I'm not going to worry too much if this one doesn't stamp that good. And if it doesn't stamp good, it's just because I'm using the spot. Okay. So So then there's this one. But look how nice that is. There's nothing like crisp blue and white. Secret C especially. Okay, so Secret C. And this stamp, can you see what it is? Yeah. I'm going to stamp off because I don't want it to be that dark. And stamp it right here. And then stamp again. Pretty, huh? Okay, and now a little bit of cloud cover at the bottom. Probably should let this dry. Maybe I'll attach this. Just because I don't want to smear the Secret C ink. It's probably dry already. I knew it was going to happen. I'm ready. I have it right here. I saw that orange warning, you're out of ink, and it works so nice when it's new. Okay. I don't want any of that seal coming out off the sides because it's really sticky. So a little bit of ink on there. Okay, so now I'm going to do the cloud cover. And the cloud cover ink, if a little bit gets on the Secret C border, that's fine. Oh, ooh, this is going to be nice. It's going to have a glow behind it. Okay, I like it. And if you're like, well, I can hardly tell, but look at the difference. Which is pretty. Okay, and this one I put on with dimensionals. I was feeling fancy. Okay, so the inside is done. Isn't that nice? I love it. I love the new stamp. I love the colors. Okay, so next is to attach these little pieces. And I think I'm going to put it down with glue, and then I'll take a dimensional and tuck it underneath. So glue goes on most of this, 2/3. Look how fragile it is. And that can go. Maybe glue on the tip of this one. I'll do the bottom one while the top one dries. Then do the dimensionals. Or you could just leave it bridging across, floating. Okay, same thing here. So it was 2/3 on here. Okay. And mini dimensionals. I'll work on the top, then I'll work on the bottom. leaf grouping. Right here. Oh, we still have to put the pearls on. So the product suite comes with the pentagons, the bronze pentagons, but I'm going to use white just to keep this real monochromatic. I hope you could see how pretty it is. I'm really liking it, especially with the blending brushes on it. Okay, this little leaf here is like, it's kind of arching there. Maybe I should just hide the white one. There's only one sample for this project. Yeah, as I look over it at it, it's too pale. See, Stampin' Up, they should come up with a daiquiri ice color. They probably wouldn't call it that. But you know, like that. Like it's this kind of pool party. It's more green. So what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Are you like just like vanilla or French vanilla? Or Rocky Road? Things change. I remember they had one and it was called bubblegum. All the kids talked about it. And I'm like, it's just hard, cheap gum in there. I don't know what the draw is. Okay, so that part is done. So now for the words. They're right here. And let's see how the angle should be. So you could see that much better. Maybe not so much over here. Still kind of faint. Like that. See if I have the S there, it's a little bit clearer. I think I'm going to try to put more cloud cover on this leaf. These are good. Okay, so I have to protect it. Is it going to work? It worked. Okay. Oh, that's better. Okay. So these are half dimensionals and half glued down. Maybe I could have them just bridging across. Let me try that. And then maybe I'll slide one dimensional under. I'm not sure what part's touching. Okay, actually that's bridging pretty well. And this one, you could see that, and you could see that. I don't remember which ones. So I'll just put it on the first and the second, everything. I might put one dimensional, like just a sliver of a dimensional, in the middle of the words. Can't forget the I dot. Okay, so I'm going to do a sliver of a dimensional right here and under the U. And the eye dot will go right there. Just a sliver. Two slivers. That might be too long for the A, unless it's really narrow. Okay. Ooh, that worked out good. And this other goes under the U. Okay, there it is. That's better, huh? I'm not even going to show you the other one. Okay, so now for a little bit of bling. And then that's it. So, Pearls of Beauty. These came out in, I think, November. So I'll do one big one, two little ones. Maybe I'll do more. I'll do 5 because I can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not in the blue. 5. Nope, those are too matchy-matchy. Can't do 4. Should I do it? Oh, I'll do it on the blue. On the cloud cover. Okay, there it is, today's project. What do you think? Only one sample today. Okay, that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. And it's time to order from the new catalog. Thanks.